Hello guys, Interfere1 here. ¿Cómo están? Um, today I'm not going to be talking about wrestling right now. I'm actually going to go into another topic of my choosing. I'm going to be talking about censorship in anime and maybe in video games if I recall it. And the reason for this is because I've been pissed at 4Kids, also known by me, as 4 Crabs, for censorship a lot of anime that they take on their hands. Now, to any Japanese anime provider who gives 4Kids in their hand, who gives their anime to 4Kids in their hands, and say, translate my anime for me, you are taking a really, really big chance. Because guess what? Your anime is going to be edited and it's going to suck BALLS balls. And best example is Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, One Piece, and yeah, let's say Yu-Gi-Oh GX even though it's just a spin-off of the original Yu-Gi-Oh. Now, I want to be talking about Pokemon first. And Pokemon is actually like, they have censored things. They don't have they only they have not. They have censored things. They have censored episodes, complete episodes. The most famous one is the Legend of Ratini. That is like the biggest one of all. That is the one that started everything. Now, you guys remember the time when Ash, Misty, and Brock were walking in the Safari Zone, and then magically Ash had 30 Tauros that he got in the Safari Zone? You know how that happened, kids? I'll tell you how that happened because it censored that episode. The Legend of Dratini. The guys were going, you remember that place that you go in the video game that you pay 500 whatever dollars maybe, and you tell that person to let you decide this first song? That person it was in that episode. It was an old man who was, I guess, I don't know, pissed at people. And he actually pointed with a gun to Ash's face. And since 4Kids was, oh wait, no wait, we cannot have American kids watch that. They might get scared or something. Guess what? They censored that. They censored the whole episode. And in that episode, Ash caught a bunch of Taurus. 30 to be exact, if I remember correctly. And then Team Rocket also used guns to point at the old man. They took his gun to point it at him. And since that episode had a bunch of guns in it, they said, we should take that off. And bye-bye, it was off. Another episode also, but this one I understand. It was called Electric Soldier Porygon. In this episode, and I also, when I was a kid in the I was asking myself, why did they never had an episode with Porygon in it? This is why. In that episode, there was a bunch of flashlights. I get they overdid it with I don't know the special effects and stuff. And there was a part when Pikachu used his Thunderbolt, and there was this bunch of flashing lights and stuff, and a bunch of kids got seizures. The company, of course, say I'm sorry we overdid it, and we won't do it again. And that show, that episode, still airing in Japan, but they had to edit it. And of course, there's a couple of other episodes. The one when the guys go to Acapulco, or whatever, and there's this beauty contest, and Gaines is put, some titties, and I understand that one. That you had to censor that one. And there was another one that they didn't even air in Japan. That it was a fight between two the Barbo Ash and the Wish Cash. If you have played Pokemon, you probably know who that is. Now there were a lot of earthquakes and stuff, and in that time the big ass tsunami happened in December, so they didn't want to scare the kids. So I understand that. And actually, The episode I tell you about James and the Titties aired in how you call this one? WB Kids, I guess. Or Kids WB, sorry, Kids WB. And they edited that like hell. And they only show it once, never to be aired again. They probably had it in the DVDs. I don't even know. So that's one. Then Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh my God, Yu-Gi-Oh's like the biggest one, for religious reasons, for sex reasons, for blood, God, and for guns too, by the way. You remember that part when Kaiba was fixing his deck at two goons from Pegasus Cave to take it, and they were pointing at it in the finger? There was no finger, there was a gun. You remember the part when what's his name, Kyo, whatever his name is, the guy with the weird hair that's made fun in Yu-Gi-Oh! The Bridge series? There was a part where he was pointing Kaiba to a gun. Guess what? I didn't know. Religious reasons, well, Spellbinding Circle is not the biggest card. Damn it, too bad I don't have it anymore. Guess how that card is called? The Curse of the Hexagram. And they had to change that because they had too many pointed ins, and I guess it was, Jewish people were going to be really pissed. So I had to change that. And actually, the background of Exodia, the Forbidden One, in the original Japanese, is that one, the Curse of the Hexagram. But in English and other languages, I guess, where stupid ass Upper Deck Entertainment goes, it was the Spellbinding Circle behind him. Then there was this part when Evil Pakura and Merrick were planning, their evil plot. And they found Bakura, right, with this thing around his arm. He was actually bleeding in the Japanese version. They had to take that off. In the English version, just a little bit of blood is scary. Then there's Darmatisha Girl. She has this symbol right here. And there was a part where he showed, a little bit of her, her good stuff. They had to cover that also. Actually, the Darmatisha Girl is like the biggest card to be censored. That's serious. And and just a little bit of cleavage, you have to cover that. That's serious. You know how many people have had whipped dreams with a Darmatisha Girl? I understand. And I could go on and on with all a bunch of cards. Oh, by the way, the one that I'm actually glad they added was the Akedo the Cure Master. That old woman that gives you 1,000 points. In the original Japanese, she showed a little bit of titty. And then the English version, she had the ball of light and stuff, and I'm glad you did that because so, and we don't want to see that. That's kind of disgusting. I agree with that. And then One Piece is another one that, oh my goodness, One Piece is just some stuff. Everything that has to do with guns was removed from One Piece, and that's why I hate One Piece. I don't watch it. Actually, not even the Japanese version. What people, praise One Piece too much. One Piece is actually really, really freaking long. But I never liked One Piece, in my opinion. It's just sucky for me. I don't know. Never actually liked it. And well, the reason why I did this video is because it actually was made by two other users here on YouTube. Alex Tucompa from Mexico, and El KLF Master from Spain. And since these videos are actually in Spanish, I want to bring it to you, to the Anglo-Saxon community. People who speak English, if you didn't know what Anglo-Saxon is. And I wanted to bring it to you. Straight up from the DR Kids' mouth. So I'm going to be ending my video right here, and actually might make a second part to this video, because I had to talk about a lot of more animes actually, especially my favorite, and that's Zodiac, also known as Saint Seiya. So have a pleasant morning, afternoon, or evening, whatever the heck you are. It's actually 12 here, so good afternoon, I guess. 8 for 1 is out. Gracias, nos vemos.